Okay, guys, so we're moving on to our last section, I believe. No, second last. Team. Okay, so interestingly, it comes last. Often it comes first when I'm sitting down with people, in terms of what's their biggest challenge. Yeah, a team can't find good people. I've had guys say, there's no way on God's earth that there's someone out there that can supervise my jobs. A lot of builders can't imagine how that's even possible, right? And it isn't if you don't have good systems. You've got to have a foundation of systems to then overlay or plug a decent person in. So in terms of what we're going to cover with this and your team, first up, has anyone heard of psychometric profiling? Psychometric profiling, DISC profiling, Myers-Briggs are the two most common. There's a whole range of these things. But quite simply, it's just a test that identifies your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, so we've got a basic one that we use with our clients. 10-minute test, bang, it tells you, we've all got these four main characteristics, and we're dominant in one or two. So some of us are more detail-orientated, better suited for accounting or number crunching, and others are more social animals. It's good to know what your profile is in terms of what's going to be the best career choice. So, and also, if you're going to take someone in your team and promote them or employ someone new, it's a fantastic little tool. And these are stats in terms of recruitment. So when you're recruiting someone, normal interviewing, you've got a 57% chance of getting the right person. Reference checking, which I recommend you do vigorously with anyone, 63%, but with a psychometric profiling, 88% chance you get the right person. So you avoid getting a square peg in a round hole. All right, so in terms of stacking the odds in your favor with your team, using a recruitment process. So I'll run through the process that we use, and it works like a bomb. It really does work well and saves you a whole lot of time as well. Having common team goals and action plans sounds pretty cliche, but it's really powerful. For someone, if you've got a business where you're just getting whatever work you can and doing it, becomes really mundane, and it's just drudgery, right? Whereas if you've got a niche and you're going somewhere and you're getting better clients and winning awards and you're taking it somewhere, and there's an action plan associated with that, and you're constantly communicating improvements to your marketing and your systems to your team and asking their opinion, so you're validating them intellectually and emotionally, saying, what do you think of this? Not that you change it if they don't like it, but you ask them, and then they think, wow, they're part of something that's going somewhere, and that in and of itself motivates. Okay, and I know the reverse of that. I've had a guy that was doing that, always strategizing, planning. Each year was like, this is where we're going. Here's the objectives. This is how you fit in. And then he got to a point, he made that much money. He was just bored with it all. He didn't need to keep doing it. And he just stopped. All his best people bailed. Boom. Went and worked for someone else. Prominent builder, right? You probably would know him. Okay. New employee induction program. So when you get someone new, you don't allow the guy to rock up on his first day and you're on the phone and you're busy and you say, I'll just take a seat, they get with you. You know what I mean? It's all over show. He rocks up, you're ready for him. You've got the whole day planned. You've got a job manual. It's got his job description, his KPIs. It's got all the the objectives for the company, all that sort of thing. And you can make one up, just a quick, simple one. You take them through and have a full-on induction. And what that does is the guy thinks, shit, these guys are professional. They've got a well-thought-out operation, and gets them off on the right foot from the get-go. Team training, culture, obviously important. Key training. It's one of the majorly neglected areas of business is the amount of money people spend on training. Okay. Whereas it's shown to pay massive dividends if you upskill your people. Job descriptions, key performance indicators. So having focus, and like Dale mentioned, just for them as the owners, getting role clarity, just saying, okay, you do this, you do this, you do this. Actually broke the business up into 3 areas. Everyone's got their role and their responsibility and their meet, and that's it. And all of a sudden, everything's happening a lot smoother. Consistent, productive meetings, toolbox and in the office, structured performance reviews. Every 3 months, you sit down with them, 10 minutes. Okay, here's your 5. KPIs generally have 5 areas you measure their performance on. And you say, look, here's the one thing you're doing well in. Here's the one you need to improve. How can we help you improve? You sign, they get a copy in their folder, you got one. Okay, and that's how you manage them. All right, so what I want to cover with you guys specifically, just want to get you to do an exercise to think about yourselves and how you can become more of an authentic leader. So talking about trust and believability, authenticity is the most powerful thing. So anyone that you tend to trust, or if you look at people you respect and admire, I guarantee you they're authentic. So they walk their talk, and you can see that. We can just sense it, right, in people. In the same way you can sense when someone's full of BS. You can just see something's not right. Okay, there's an incongruency there. So we'll just do an exercise to help you guys with that, because at the end of the day, it's your business, and you, the guy or woman, that needs to inject that authenticity into your business. Okay, so you got to know what that is. And then we'll look at that recruitment process I was telling you about, how to employ the right people. So attracting the right people. So what I want you to do is grab a sheet of paper and then list out the 5 people you most respect and admire. And when I say you most, it could be examples are like celebrity footy players, sports people, politicians, whoever, and they don't have to be alive. It could be someone that's passed away, right? Could be a Winston Churchill, or if you're religious, Buddha or Jesus or whatever. But go for 5. I haven't got time for everyone to share this, so it's just for your own benefit. It's great exercise though. You actually good thing to do at your final interview with someone. So just to help you, there's Branson comes up, family. If you've got your wife sitting next to you, you might want to put her name down. Well, Nelson. Once you've got your 5, what I want you to do is go through each one next to it, just scribble down what it is about that person that you respect and admire. So what are the attributes? So it might be the humility, or their strong drive and desire, or sense of humor. What are the attributes or characteristics about those people? And do each person. Try to get 4 for each person, and then if there's overlap, it doesn't matter, because some of these people will have similar attributes, right, that you admire. Okay, if you've got your 5 and you've written all the attributes for each one, I want you to now circle the 3 attributes that come up most often. So the top 3. And I might ask a couple of you to share if you don't mind. Right, so who's got 3 to share?
Me?
Yeah.
Top 3? The top 3?
Yeah, top 3, yeah.
I've actually got 3 of the same, but just for example, I've selected my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
He's been in my family for about 22 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and started his business from scratch. No money, $0, and now worth I don't know how much, but a lot of money down in Victoria in the oil business. And his dedication. He's put up with my sister and now 4 kids, 3 teenagers.
Yeah.
His successes in business and perseverance and tolerance in all matters in life.
Okay. So yeah, dedication, perseverance, tolerance.
Dedication, successes in business, perseverance and tolerance.
Okay. So the top 3 attributes, what were they? For all of the guys you had, if you had to choose.
A little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
But if you had to narrow it down to 3, because there'd be overlap somewhere.
Yeah, leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, leadership and beliefs and morals would be the sort of common theme.
Leadership, belief, and their moral. Okay, no, that's good. That's perfect. That's great. Anyone else who's got? Yep. Strength, drive, dedication. Great. Anyone? One more.
Good listener.
Yeah, listener. Okay.
Yeah, I really, when you talk to people and all they want to do is look at themselves, and then you start talking and they just switch off.
Yeah.
I suppose it's a different sort of thing, but
No, that's
it's
yeah.
the ability to listen to someone and care about what someone's saying, I think, is a big attribute to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a listener, and then I think empathy, compassion probably come into it at some point. Yeah. All right, great. So here's the thing, right? Those three things that you've all got, that you've circled, correct me if I'm wrong, but those should be, at your core, your most important values. The things you value the most, amongst other things, but they'd be up there. Okay, so those are things that you, based on your upbringing and your conditioning from your parents and your school you went to and your DNA as well, your genetics, those are things that you aspire to, which is why you admire it in other people. Okay, and they're all good things. They're all positive things, so it's great. The key thing here is to know that, because you can't. It's hard to. They're your values, right? So it's hard to change your values. But you probably wouldn't. You wouldn't want to change those because they're good ones. But that's the thing. When you're bringing people on your team, it's better to look for people that have a values alignment than it is to try and change someone. So if you value hard work, right, a strong work ethic, and there's people in the population that can't go to bed at night unless they've put in a full day's work, or worked hard, or they feel bad about themselves because that's how they were brought up. So if that's how you operate, if you bring someone on that doesn't value hard work, is just lazy, for you to try and get the lazy person to become like that is going to take you 20 years and you'll kill yourself in the process. So rather, as part of your recruitment process, look for the people that have the values alignment. Okay? All right, but you've got to start with what's important to you and your other directors, if there's more than one owner. What have you got? And then also you inject that into your business, your employees, you tell your suppliers, your clients, say, hey, that's what we stand for, bang, bang, bang. And then because it's authentic, it comes naturally to you anyway, so there's no big effort. All right. So great leadership, but also a team building thing. And you'll find like the guys like Branson, like what do you reckon one of his values are? Richard Branson, Virgin. Making money, but he has a good time doing it, right? Fun's probably one of the things. He has a blast, and I know people that wife works for Virgin, whenever meet him, he's the most natural, down-to-earth guy, first guy dancing on the tables, all that sort of thing. He is really that kind of bloke, you know what I mean? So, but that's him. Do you think he's putting that on? And you look at Trump, like he's a different personality. And that's authenticity. That's who they are, right? So just projecting that, bang, and it works for them. Different styles. Recruitment process. So this is, like I said, very powerful, works extremely well, and saves you a lot of time. So you can use it to get labourers, contractors, supervisors, office admins, salespeople, particularly good. You place an ad. Guys place use Seek, local paper, that sort of thing. You're looking for someone. Place an ad. You get a phone number. You set up a virtual message bank. You can do it with most of the phone companies. I think Telstra invented it, so they actually coined the phrase virtual message bank. If you Google it, you'll find it. It costs you $6 or something to set up. You get a phone number, a landline number with your area code, and then a PIN. And it's the difference between that message bank and one on your phone is that one's got about 5 hours recording time, and each person can leave a message for like 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so you set that up. That's the number that goes in the ad. People phone it. Then there's a message of either yourself or whoever the senior management person is saying, thank you for applying for the position of office admin position. This is who I am. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the position, a little bit about us, a little bit about the position, then I'll ask you 3 questions. So what experience have you had? What's your biggest career success? And why do you think you're most suited for this position? Right? Now, some people just put the phone down. Some will swear, put the phone down. Others will put the phone down, write the questions down, phone back, and answer. Okay, what does that tell you about them? Others won't be able to articulate themselves. Either way, you'll be able to tell the person's attitude through their voice and how they answer the questions. Okay, because what happens with most of the people you get rid of, you have to fire. Why do you fire them? They what? A lot of the interview, yeah. Generally, it's not so much a skill thing that they can't do the job. It's attitudinal, right? Bad attitude, right? 89% of the time, it's an attitude thing. Because someone with a good attitude, a really good attitude, but not such great skill, you can teach. Okay, so what this does is it employs on attitude, not on skill. Although if there's skills required, obviously that's got to be there as a prerequisite anyway. But Set up a virtual messaging bank. You listen to the messages. In the message, you say, we will contact you if you make it to the next step in the process. So, and in the ad also, no CVs. Do not send any CVs, all right? You then, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, you listen to the messages, decide which ones you like. If it, like my experience, supervisors, office admin, you get 25 messages, okay? So if you're in the metropolis area, you choose the top 8. 10, depending on how good they are, narrow down to 8 or 10, and then you invite them for a group interview. Send them a letter, you phone them, congratulate them, you can send them a letter, an email as well, just saying, we're having an interview at this location, 6 o'clock Monday night. They all turn up together, then you take them through a series of questions together, okay, and what happens is at the end, they get asked a question, how did you find the process? And every single time, the feedback's fantastic. They actually prefer it because they were there with other people. But what happens is the best person for the job with the best attitude just rises to the top. Okay, so it's just deselection. It's like, have you seen The Apprentice? Anyone watch The Apprentice? I'd recommend it, man, especially the Celebrity Apprentice, the Donald Trump one. It's a $100,000 business education right there because it's real life stuff, right? They put people in scenarios, real life scenarios where it's ego clash and there's nowhere to hide. It exposes their true nature and you can see the best person rises to the top. Okay, so that's what this is. It's just a really watered down version of that. So virtual message bank, you place an ad, local papers, Seek, whatever it is, invite the applicants for a group interview. And they bring their resumes to the interview or send them to you before. So that's when you check resumes. You don't check 50, you just check the 8. And then the best person will be hands down easy to pick. Otherwise, you'll narrow it down to 2 and then do one-on-ones out the back end with them. Ultimately, and then check references. But ultimately, the whole process takes 4 hours from beginning to end. And you get a better candidate. So save you a ton of time and you're going to get a decent person as well. Okay, guys. We've got 15 minutes, so we've got one more section I want to run through with you, just as a final section on strategy, and then we'll wrap up. I know it's been a lot of information to take in, but just if you could just capture this, your key lesson from this section, and also how much it's going to benefit you financially, the business financially, to apply it.